Another day, another story. Like the laws of human society, the laws of natural selection are ripe for exploitation. It isn't just survival of the fittest out there. It's survival of the sneakiest. It's survival of the prettiest. It's survival of the most developmentally arrested. Check out some of the weirder ways that animals and plants cope with the cruel, cruel world. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. 1. Mimicry. Everyone knows about insects that camouflage themselves as leaves. But did you know that some species of spider, butterfly, and frog resemble bird droppings? What better way to avoid becoming lunch than by disguising yourself as a mound of fecal matter? Other organisms use mimicry to attract rather than repel. Certain orchids resemble, and smell like, female flies and wasps. They are pollinated when a male insect attempts to copulate with them. Batesian mimicry. In Batesian mimicry, a harmless or edible organism evolves to imitate the appearance of a harmful or unpalatable model. The mimic gains protection from predators because it is mistaken for a dangerous or toxic species. An example is the viceroy butterfly, which mimics the coloration of the toxic monarch butterfly. Müllerian mimicry. In Müllerian mimicry, two or more harmful or unpalatable species evolve to resemble each other. This mutual mimicry benefits all the species involved because it reinforces the learned avoidance behavior of predators. The predators learn more quickly to associate the shared warning signals with an unpleasant experience. For instance, various stinging bees and wasps may exhibit similar warning coloration. Aggressive mimicry. Aggressive mimicry involves a predator or parasite evolving to resemble a harmless or beneficial species. The mimic gains an advantage by deceiving its prey or host into approaching, making it easier for the predator to capture or parasitize. An example is the anglerfish, where the lure on the female's forehead mimics a small, bioluminescent organism to attract prey. These mimicry strategies have evolved as a result of selective pressures from interactions with other organisms in the ecosystem. Mimicry is a dynamic process influenced by factors such as predation, competition, and ecological relationships. It showcases the ingenuity of evolutionary processes in creating diverse and often complex adaptations for survival and reproduction. 2. Aposematism. Wearing bright orange usually signifies one thing in the human world: residence at a correctional facility. In the lower orders of the animal world, orange, and other bright colors like red and yellow, signify scariness of a different sort. Like, if you eat me, you will be vomiting for the next day or so. If you don't die, or back off, or I will sting the bejesus out of you. The phenomenon is known as aposematism. Some nocturnal millipedes even advertise their toxicity by way of bioluminescence. Warning signals. Organisms exhibiting aposematism often display distinctive colors, patterns, or other visual signals that stand out in their environment. These signals serve as a warning to potential predators that the organism is not suitable for consumption or attack. Chemical defenses. Aposematic organisms typically have some form of chemical defense mechanism, such as toxins or venom, that can harm or deter predators. The bright and conspicuous warning signals inform predators to avoid attacking or consuming them. Learned avoidance. Aposematism relies on the ability of predators to learn and remember the association between the warning signals and the negative consequences of attacking or consuming the organism. Over time, predators that have had unpleasant experiences with aposematic species are more likely to avoid similar-looking organisms in the future. Examples of aposematic organisms include poison dart frogs. These brightly colored frogs, found in Central and South America, are known for their toxic skin secretions. The vivid colors serve as a warning to predators that they are toxic and should be avoided. Monarch butterflies. The monarch butterfly caterpillar and adult butterfly exhibit aposematism. The larvae feed on toxic milkweed plants, accumulating toxic compounds in their tissues. The bright orange and black coloration of both the caterpillar and the adult butterfly serves as a warning to predators. Coral snakes. Venomous coral snakes, found in various parts of the world, have distinctive red, yellow, and black banding. This coloration warns potential predators that they are venomous and should not be approached. Aposematism is a powerful example of how natural selection shapes the behavior and appearance of organisms to enhance their chances of survival. It illustrates the intricate interplay between predators and prey in evolutionary processes. 3. Mutualism. Nature strikes the weirdest bargains, like the mutualistic arrangement between some species of termites and the protozoans that live in their guts. The protozoans get a home and a constant supply of wood chips. In exchange, the protozoans help the termites derive nutrition from cellulose in the wood. Termites even share their symbionts with other members of their colony, dispensing them in a sort of probiotic smoothie from their hind ends. Pollination mutualism. Many flowering plants have mutualistic relationships with pollinators, such as bees, butterflies, and birds. The plants provide nectar and pollen as a food reward for the pollinators, and in return, the pollinators transfer pollen between flowers, facilitating the plant's reproduction. Mycorrhizal mutualism. Mycorrhizal associations involve the mutualistic relationship between plants and fungi. The plant provides the fungus with carbohydrates produced through photosynthesis, while the fungus enhances the plant's nutrient absorption, particularly phosphorus and nitrogen, by extending its mycelium into the soil. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria and legumes. Certain bacteria, such as rhizobium, form mutualistic relationships with leguminous plants, e.g., beans, peas. These bacteria reside in root nodules and convert atmospheric nitrogen into a form that the plants can use for growth. In return, the plants provide the bacteria with sugars. Cleaning mutualism. Cleaning mutualism involves one organism removing parasites or debris from another organism. For example, cleaner fish or shrimp may remove parasites from larger fish, gaining a meal in the process, while the larger fish benefits from being cleaned. Ant-plant mutualism. Some plants have mutualistic relationships with ants. The plants provide shelter and food resources, e.g., nectar or specialized structures called extrafloral nectaries, and in return, the ants defend the plant from herbivores or competing plant species. Human gut microbiota mutualism. The relationship between humans and the microbes in their digestive tracts is an example of mutualism. The gut microbiota helps in digesting certain complex carbohydrates and produces essential vitamins, while humans provide a habitat and nutrients for the microorganisms. Oxpecker and large mammal mutualism. Oxpecker birds in Africa engage in mutualistic relationships with large mammals like buffalo and rhinoceros. The oxpeckers feed on parasites, ticks, and dead tissue found on the mammal's skin, providing a cleaning service. Mutualistic interactions contribute to the stability and functioning of ecosystems by promoting the well-being and survival of the organisms involved. These relationships can be highly specialized and have evolved over time, resulting in intricate dependencies between species. 4. Sexual selection. As gorgeous as it is, the male peacock's tail is a ridiculous encumbrance. And that's the point. By displaying his ability to survive while hauling around what is essentially a feathery Porsche, he demonstrates his fitness to potential mates. Despite what popular bromides would have you believe, it is, actually, the size of the wave in this case. This seeming deviation from the parsimony of evolution is called sexual selection. Intersexual selection, competition. Intersexual selection occurs when individuals of one sex, usually males, compete directly with each other for access to mates. This competition can take various forms, including physical combat, displays of strength or dominance, or other behaviors aimed at gaining reproductive opportunities. The winners of these competitions are more likely to mate and pass on their genes to the next generation. Intersexual selection, mate choice. Intersexual selection involves the choice of mates by one sex, usually females, based on specific traits or behaviors exhibited by individuals of the opposite sex. This type of selection is often driven by preferences for certain characteristics, such as bright colors, elaborate courtship displays, or other features that signal genetic fitness, health, or quality. Individuals with preferred traits are more likely to be chosen as mates, leading to the transmission of those traits to the next generation. Examples of sexual selection in nature include peacock's tail feathers. The elaborate and colorful tail feathers of male peacocks are a classic example of a trait shaped by sexual selection. Peahens, female peafowls, tend to prefer males with more vibrant and symmetrical plumage, and the display of these features plays a crucial role in attracting mates. Deer antlers. In many deer species, males grow large antlers that are primarily used in intersexual competition for mates. The size and complexity of antlers can influence the outcome of male-male competitions and, subsequently, the mating success of individuals. Birdsong. Many bird species have complex and distinctive songs, which are often used in courtship displays. Female birds may prefer males with more melodious or intricate songs, and the ability to produce such songs can enhance a male's chances of attracting a mate. Sexual selection can lead to the evolution of traits that might seem counterintuitive from a purely survival-oriented perspective. Some traits that are advantageous in the context of mating and reproduction may come with certain costs, such as increased predation risk or energetic expenditures. The evolutionary dynamics of sexual selection contribute to the diversity of traits observed in different species. 5. Neoteny. Axolotls, a type of salamander, never fully metamorphosize. That is to say, they are essentially larvae for life, though they can reproduce. This phenomenon, known as neotenization, or the retention of juvenile features into adulthood, appears situationally in some other species of salamander. If fully maturing, and thus taking to the land, would put the salamanders at risk due to food shortages or high numbers of predators, they remain in a state of arrested development. Neoteny is a complex phenomenon that can have various implications for the biology and evolution of a species. It often involves a trade-off between the advantages and disadvantages associated with retaining juvenile characteristics into adulthood. Understanding neoteny provides insights into the diverse ways in which organisms adapt to their environments and evolve over time. Retention of juvenile characteristics. Neotenic organisms retain physical traits, behaviors, or physiological features that are characteristic of the juvenile stage of their ancestors. This can include characteristics such as a large head, large eyes, and other features associated with early stages of development. 6. Hybridization. Hybridization in nature is actually more common than was previously thought. Ligers may not pop up in nature due to the geographical separation of lions and tigers, but a new species of monkey discovered in 2003 had evidence of baboon ancestry in its mitochondrial DNA. In 2010, scientists proposed that a species of fruit bat was actually derived from hybridization between two other bat species. And in 2012, a new species of monkey flower, the result of hybridization, was discovered in Scotland. While hybridization can contribute to genetic diversity and adaptation, it can also raise challenges, particularly when it involves closely related species or threatened populations. Understanding the mechanisms and consequences of hybridization is crucial for managing and conserving biodiversity. Natural hybridization. Natural hybridization occurs when individuals from different species come into contact, often due to overlapping ranges or shared habitats. This can lead to the exchange of genetic material through mating, resulting in hybrid offspring. Natural hybridization is observed in various plant and animal species. These examples highlight the diverse and often surprising ways in which evolution has shaped the natural world. Evolution is a dynamic and ongoing process, and the outcomes can be both fascinating and unexpected. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.